You're listening to SideShow Lounge, live on KRFYN Radio 121.5 FM. I'm Brian Hansen, along with Sam Wolf and Pontius Pilates. Ask gas or grass, no one listens for free.
I'm Pontius Pilates. Call me Ponch.
And I'm Sam Wolf. What magical adventure are you taking us on tonight, Brian?
I'm glad you asked, Sam. Tonight's guest is currently trying to raise funds to open a zoo right here in our fine city.
I love zoos. My parents used to take me to the zoo in Lumino City. We'd see the elephants and the giraffes, but my favorite part was the heavy petting zoo.
Don't you mean just the petting zoo?
Not the way I did it.
Upsetting. That's upsetting what you just said in public. But pressing on, let's introduce our guest, future curator of the Our Fine City Zoo, Mr. Burt Random.
Thank you, Brian. Hello, gentlemen.
Tell me, Burt, a zoo seems like a huge undertaking. What inspired you to take on the project of this size?
Well, first and foremost, I love animals.
That's what I'm saying.
And I feel that for our fine city to continue to grow and compete with our wealthier neighbors such as Lumino City, we must be willing to branch out and take some risks.
And I'd just like to mention our phone lines are open if any listeners would like to make a donation. I understand you've already raised enough funds to purchase your first exotic animal. Is that correct?
Yes and no, Brian. Our first import was a zebra from the Tijuana Zoo. But after it arrived, we realized it wasn't really a zebra. And Tijuana doesn't really have a zoo. At least not a zoo called Casa de Tatas, anyway.
I had a similar mix-up once. I thought I was ordering a steamer trunk from Cleveland, but that's definitely not what was in the box when I opened it.
On the bright side, the donkey seemed very relieved, though it's still not a good idea to approach him from behind.
Been there, done that.
And we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Ponch Pilates. You may know me from SideShow Lounge, and that's all well and good. But now I've got a subsequent show that I'm doing, and it's just as exciting. Hell, it's even better because it's got prostitutes. Every Tuesday afternoon at 3, listen to me talk politics, religion, and all the hot-button issues of the day with a different hooker on Ponchin' the Whore. Working girls have insight to the world because they live a life most of us can only dream of. Trust me, you gain a whole new perspective on things when you spend your days and nights getting poked and prodded by everyone from senators to businessmen to over-tipped pizza boys. And the hookers I find have the most interesting stories and takes on the topics of the hour. So won't you join me for Ponchin' the Whore? Tuesdays at 3 on KRFYN? We won't suck, unless you pay us to.
I'm Indiana Joe, owner of the Danger Island Fun Center in our fine city. Kids love the lava pit and Chongo's monkey house. Come on down, swing on a vine, play with the live animals, rub a monkey, run from a for-real lion, take a poison dart to the face, plunge the punchy bungee. Rides galore, each with an element of actual peril. You and your children will scream with delight. Trails, caves, waterfalls, ah! We'll even kill one of our native guides for you. We'll cut off his head, and you can eat it. Also try Indiana Joe's own Pizza Palace. That's Danger Island Fun Center at the corner of Cherry and Galena in our fine city. So much fun, it burns.
We're back with Burt Random, who is telling us his plans to open a zoo right here in our fine city.
Do you have any animals other than the zebra donkey?
So far, the zoo is mostly rats, possums, and a couple of garter snakes.
So your zoo is basically like any other vacant lot downtown?
No. Like I said, we've got the zebra donkey, as well as a monkey named Mr. Nips.
Ooh, I love monkeys. Did you bring him with you?
Well, no. Unfortunately, Mr. Nips got out of his cage the first day he arrived, and I've been unable to recapture him.
So you don't actually have a monkey?
Oh no, he's around. Always nearby. Lurking, watching, plotting. But I did bring a few other animals to show you.
Neato!
This little fellow here is what scientists call a Slimatus wiggulus. Would you like to hold him, Mr. Pilates? I assure you he won't bite.
That's because he's a worm.
Ah, but not just any worm. An earthworm, which translates to worm of the earth.
As opposed to worm of the sky.
All right. And how about this? A prime example of the species Softium nimbus. Here, Brian, let me place him on your shoulder. Don't be frightened. He's perfectly tame.
He's a hamster. A hamster who just peed on my shoulder.
And finally, the king of the forest, Carnivorum mammalius stuffitum.
A teddy bear. One of the animals in your zoo is a teddy bear.
Can I hold him? He doesn't bite, does he?
Just avoid sudden movements and he's tame as a...
Worm?
Hamster.
Child's toy?
Exactly. I wouldn't hug him so tightly. We haven't had a chance to fumigate him for bed bugs yet, or lice, or fleas, or ticks, or Ebola.
You can take him back now.
Oh my God. Is someone actually calling in to make a donation? Thank you for calling SideShow Lounge. You're on the air.
I know that's you, Mr. Nips. You can't evade me forever. Soon you'll be back in your cage, bowing down to me like I'm a god.
What the hell was that?
Mr. Nips, he delights in tormenting me, but I will have the final laugh. He'll learn his place on the lower rung of the animal hierarchy or meet a bloody end.
Okay, we'll be right back with Bert Random, zookeeper, conservationist, animal lover.
You're gonna freeze your ass on a cold winter's night. Piling dogs on the bed is just stupid. Sure, they'll keep you warm, but what happens when they everywhere? Now you've got two problems. And you may think you're smart by covering yourself with dead hobos, but they'll chill down faster than an Armenian whore. And then you're back where you started. It's time to stay warm with the fabulous new Bundle Snug from Toxicam. Bundle Snug is more than a blanket, less goofy than a reverse robe, and as warm and inviting as the inside of a tauntaun. Made only from the finest machine-fabricated materials, Bundle Snug actually heats up on its own upon contact with the air. How does it do it? We don't know. The scientists at Toxicam accidentally stumbled upon the reaction when testing a new liner for electric chairs. Now they're making this amazing miracle fabric available to you in the best warmy covered thing ever on the market in the history of anything ever. The Bundle Snug comes in colors to match any decor, and it makes the perfect gift for anyone who just can't get warm. How about your cousin, the heroin addict? Or maybe that really skinny girl in your office who's always throwing up after lunch? Grandma's probably cold too. And for that extra dose of warmth, there is new Electro Bundle Snug. Just plug it in and watch it heat up like a nuclear rod. A lot like a nuclear rod, actually. Bundle Snug from Toxicam. Ooh, that's warm.
The sun is our friend. I mean, I wouldn't try shaking hands with it or anything, but it does help us stay alive on this tiny blue planet. But lately, I've been hearing a lot of disparaging things being said about the sun. It's too hot out, or that's kind of bright. Close the shades. Close the shades, indeed. Why not just build a giant reflector over the bi-state area and keep everyone from bitching? Well, that would cost billions of dollars and thousands of lives. Do you want that on your conscience? Probably not. The sun is good. I don't mean moral. It's a star. It has no concept of right or wrong. But it keeps plants green and healthy, makes the oceans produce life and food, destroys shadow monsters and most vampires. What more do you want? So it's decided. No more bashing the sun, okay? Thank you. For more information, call us here at KRFYN. And we're back. So, Bert, I've got to ask you, what's the story with Mr. Nips? It seems like there's some real animosity between you two.
Sadly, yes. When we got Mr. Nips, his previous owners had neglected to tell me he had a bit of a biting problem.
You couldn't have figured it out? I mean, his name is Mr. Nips.
Well, he's also got a physical deformity with his boobs where they are...
I'm good.
Ooh.
When I brought him his dinner that first night, he attacked me and fled into the darkness. But he didn't go far. always staying just out of reach.
He sounds pretty clever.
You have no idea. One night I was in a bar where I met a beautiful blonde. We hit it off. One thing led to another, and at the end of the night I took her back to my place. In the morning, I woke to find her dress and a blonde wig on the floor along with a note. It had been Mr. Nips all along.
Ew.
Wait, a note? What did it say?
Mostly a lot of ooks and eeks, but I got the gist of it.
What was that? Did the earthworm get out of its cage?
It sounded like something hit the window. Oh my God, it's poo!
That must mean...
There! Hanging from the ledge on the building across the street.
Mr.
Nips?
The very same.
Holy crap, you weren't kidding about his boobs.
I'd never joke about something so horrifying.
They're like slices of salami with Vienna sausages sticking out of them.
Ooh.
That's right. Have your fun. Throw your poo. But before this day is done, I'll be wearing your face skin as a cod piece.
Ooh.
I don't think I love monkeys anymore, guys.
Look out, he's jumping for our window!
I'm scared, Brian. I don't want his nipples to touch me.
I do.
It's okay. It's okay. I brought a tranquilizer gun.
That's no tranquilizer gun, that's a bazooka!
Well, either way, he's going to end up taking a long nap.
I think that does it this week from the SideShow Lounge. I'm Brian Hansen.
Yeah, Pontius Pilates.
Sam Wolf.
Good night.
Die, you monkey slut!
SideShow Lounge is produced by Hello Cowboy Productions. All rights reserved. Join us next week when we interview Kevin Bacon.